Hey there, friends! Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Now, I need to talk to you about something really important that's been making headlines lately. If you're receiving Social Security benefits, or if you know someone who is, you're going to want to stick around for this entire video. There's been a lot of chatter about potential new banking restrictions that could affect how much cash you can withdraw from your account each day. And honestly, when I first heard about this, I thought, wait, what does this mean for the millions of Americans who depend on Social Security? So today, we're going to break this down together. No confusing jargon, no scary headlines, just the facts you need to know explained in a way that actually makes sense. Let me start by telling you what's really happening here. Recently, several major banks have been quietly updating their daily withdrawal limits. Now, this isn't necessarily new. Banks have always had these limits in place. But what's different now is how these changes might specifically impact Social Security recipients. Here's the story. Banks like Chase, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo have been adjusting their ATM and teller withdrawal limits. For example, Chase recently lowered their daily ATM withdrawal limit for some account types from $1,000 to $500 per day. Bank of America has similar restrictions, typically allowing $300 to $700 per day from ATMs, depending on your account type. Now, you might be thinking, well, $500 a day sounds like plenty to me, and for many people, it absolutely is. But here's where it gets tricky for Social Security recipients. Let's say you're like my neighbor Margaret. She's 78 years old, gets her Social Security direct deposited on the third Wednesday of each month, and she likes to withdraw her monthly spending money in cash. She budgets carefully and prefers to use cash for groceries, pharmacy visits, and other essentials because it helps her stay on track with her spending. Under the new limits, if Margaret wants to withdraw $1,000 for her monthly expenses, she'd have to make multiple trips to the bank or ATM. That might not sound like a big deal to some folks, but for seniors who may have mobility issues, transportation challenges, or simply prefer the security of making fewer banking trips, this could be a real inconvenience. But here's what I want you to understand, and this is really important. These aren't government restrictions on Social Security payments. Your Social Security benefits aren't being cut or limited by the government. These are individual bank policies about cash withdrawals. The Federal Reserve and banking regulators have been encouraging banks to monitor large cash withdrawals more closely. This is part of broader efforts to prevent money laundering and fraud. Banks are required to report cash transactions over $10,000 to the government, and they're being more cautious about unusual withdrawal patterns. According to recent data from the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, about 87% of Social Security recipients receive their payments through direct deposit. That's roughly 52 million people who could potentially be affected by these banking changes. Now, let me share some specific numbers with you because I know you like the facts. The average Social Security retirement benefit in 2024 is about $1,767 per month. Many recipients withdraw 20–30% of their monthly benefit in cash for daily expenses. That typically means withdrawals of $350 to $500 per month. Under new daily limits, this might require 2–3 separate bank visits instead of one. Here's another thing that's important to understand. These limits often don't apply the same way to all account types. If you have a premium checking account or maintain higher balances, your bank might offer higher daily withdrawal limits. Some banks also allow you to request temporary limit increases if you need them. I reached out to several major banks to get their current policies, and here's what I found. Chase Bank, $500 daily ATM limit for most accounts, up to $3,000 for teller withdrawals. Bank of America, $300–$700 ATM limit depending on account type, $1,500 teller limit. Wells Fargo, $300 ATM limit for basic accounts, up to $1,500 for premium accounts. Citibank, $500–$1,000 ATM limit, $2,000–$5,000 teller limit based on account type. Now, I want to address something I've been seeing in the comments on other channels and social media. Some people are calling this a conspiracy or saying the government is trying to control Social Security recipients. Friends, I understand why changes like this can feel concerning, especially when they affect your daily routine. But the truth is, banks have been adjusting these limits for years based on security concerns, fraud prevention, and operational costs. ATM thefts, card skimming, and elder financial abuse have all increased, and banks are trying to protect customers while also managing their own risks. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau actually recommends that seniors be extra cautious about large cash withdrawals because elder financial fraud costs Americans over $3 billion each year. So in some ways, these limits might actually provide an extra layer of protection. Now, I'm really curious about your experience with this. Have you noticed any changes in your bank's withdrawal limits lately? Are you someone who prefers to handle most of your expenses in cash, or do you use cards and online banking for most purchases? And here's what I really want to know. If your bank did lower your daily withdrawal limits, would that significantly impact how you manage your monthly budget? Leave me a comment below and let me know. I read every single one, and your experiences help other viewers understand how these changes might affect them too. All right, let's talk about what you can actually do about this situation. I don't want to just tell you about the problem. I want to give you practical solutions. First, know your current limits. Call your bank or check your online banking app to find out exactly what your daily withdrawal limits are. Don't assume. Get the specific numbers for both ATM and teller withdrawals. Write them down and keep them with your banking information. Second, understand your options. Most banks will allow you to request temporary limit increases. If you need to withdraw a larger amount for a specific reason, maybe you're paying a contractor in cash or you're going on a trip, you can often call ahead and arrange this. Some banks require 24-48 hours notice, so plan ahead. Third, consider splitting your withdrawals. If you normally withdraw $600 at the beginning of the month, you might need to take out $300 twice instead. I know it's less convenient, but it might be necessary. Try to schedule these withdrawals on days when you're already running other errands to make the trips more efficient. Fourth, explore different account types. If these limits are really impacting your lifestyle, ask your bank about premium checking accounts or other account types that might offer higher daily limits. Just make sure you understand any fees or balance requirements that come with these accounts. Fifth, have a backup plan. Consider keeping accounts at 2 different banks. This gives you more flexibility and doubles your daily withdrawal capacity if needed. Plus, it provides backup access to your money if there's ever an issue with one bank. Here's something else that's really important. Make sure your Social Security direct deposit information is current and secure. With all these banking changes happening, you want to be absolutely certain your benefits are going to the right place every month. If you need to change your direct deposit information, you can do it online at ssa.gov by calling Social Security or by visiting your local Social Security office. Just remember, changes can take 30-60 days to take effect, so plan accordingly. Let's talk about safety too. With these withdrawal limits, you might be making more frequent trips to the bank or ATM. Here are some safety tips. Vary your schedule. Don't go to the bank on the same day and time every month. Use ATMs inside banks rather than standalone machines when possible. Be aware of your surroundings and trust your instincts. Consider bringing a trusted friend or family member with you. Never share your PIN or banking information with anyone. And here's a tip that might help. Some banks offer mobile banking apps that let you set up withdrawals in advance. You can request your cash through the app, then pick it up at the teller window without waiting in line. This can make multiple smaller withdrawals more convenient. Since we're talking about Social Security and banking, let me remind you about some important dates coming up. For 2024, Social Security payments are made on a schedule based on your birth date. If you were born on the 1st through 10th, you get paid on the 2nd Wednesday. Born on the 11th through 20th, you get paid on the 3rd Wednesday. Born on the 21st through 31st, you get paid on the 4th Wednesday. Mark these dates on your calendar and plan your cash withdrawals accordingly. If you know you'll need multiple trips to get your monthly cash, you might want to make your first withdrawal the day after your Social Security deposit clears. Here's another tip. Consider keeping a small emergency cash fund at home. I'm not talking about thousands of dollars, that wouldn't be safe, but maybe 100, 200 in a secure place can help you avoid emergency ATM fees or rush trips to the bank. Also, this might be a good time to evaluate whether you really need as much cash as you think you do. Many places that used to be cash only now accept debit cards. Grocery stores, pharmacies, and even any farmers markets now take cards. Using your debit card for some purchases might actually be safer than carrying large amounts of cash. But I also understand that some of you prefer cash because it helps you budget better. There's nothing wrong with that approach. Just make sure you're planning for these new banking realities. One more thing. If you're helping an elderly parent or relative with their banking, make sure they understand these changes too. Offer to help them contact their bank to understand their limits, or perhaps accompany them on banking trips if needed. All right, friends, I hope this video has helped clear up some of the confusion around these banking limit changes. The most important thing to remember is that your Social Security benefits themselves aren't changing. This is just about how much cash you can withdraw from your bank account each day. Yes, it might be a bit less convenient than before. Yes, you might need to adjust your routine slightly. But with a little planning and preparation, you can absolutely work within these new limits without major disruption to your life. The key is staying informed and being proactive. Don't wait until you're at the ATM trying to withdraw your monthly cash to discover your limits have changed. Call your bank this week, get the facts, and make a plan that works for you. And remember, if you're ever feeling overwhelmed by banking changes or any other financial issues, don't hesitate to reach out for help. You can contact your bank directly, call Social Security if you have questions about your benefits, or even reach out to local senior centers. Many offer free financial counseling services. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video today. If you found this information helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps other people find these important updates. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest videos about Social Security, banking, and other topics that matter to you. Do you have suggestions for future videos? Maybe there's a Social Security topic you'd like me to cover, or banking questions you need answered. Leave those suggestions in the comments below. I'm always looking for ways to provide the information that's most helpful to you. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and remember, stay informed, stay prepared, and don't let these changes stress you out more than they need to. You've got this.